Hey guys, it's LaShanda Henry here, aka Sister Sense, and you're watching my Rock the Web video series inspired by She Rocks the Web, which is my upcoming 3-day weekend workshop happening here in North Carolina. So register. I know you did like 10 minutes ago, right? Go register at sherockstheweb.com. It's going to be great. About 10 women. We're going to be talking about your blog, your videos, your sales, your profit, your productivity. Just, it's going to be awesome. So you need to be there. Figure out how to make it happen. Because it's for a really an ambitious group of women, and I want you to be in that mix. So today's topic, I'm going to be talking to you about tens and how to turn tens into thousands, right? So how to turn those $10 items, even $20 items into thousands of dollars and $50,000 plus, and making really an online annual income for yourself. Now, I decided to talk about this topic because, truth be told, when I started out my business and my partner, in some ways mentor, Rochelle Shaw, she can attest to this. She knows that I used to say, you know, I've got my $10 products and services, and if I do my 10 tens and 10 of these and multiply by 10, I can get hundreds and then turn those hundreds into thousands. And she's like, Lord, LaShanda, have formulas. But really, because, you know, when a lot of us start out, and I can really say that a lot of women entrepreneurs I know, especially the ones of color, that's predominantly my audience, we tend to go, you know, I've got this $10 product or service, or $25 or $20, and for a lot of reasons. I know for me, one of those reasons was, you know, lower price, lower pressure. I don't feel like if I tell you I'm going to give you a $20,000 product, I'm like, oh my God, is anybody going to buy? It's not so much pressure. Then, you know, that idea that what if they don't like it? Oh God, if it's 20,000, if it's 2,000, if it's 200, oh my God, it's too much pressure. So I wanted to take pressure off of me, which is why I lowered the price. Also, when starting out, you want things to be appealing, so we tend to think, well, if it's 10 or 20 or 25, it's more appealing because it's not as expensive and it's an easier thing to sell. So, I mean, there's so many different reasons why we start in that realm, but really knowing that's how I started, and knowing when I broke 50,000, I was like, what? You know, I want to be able to tell, especially the women entrepreneurs in my circle who are starting up and they have that same process or mentality, how to do that, how to turn those tens into thousands. So I want to get you started off on that because I'm going to talk about it really in more detail at She Rocks the Web, especially for the sisters like myself who are like six-figure on and beyond. My hubby's already at like, what, six figure? Look. You on Oprah status. I'm going to see you talking to Oprah doing millions. So, you know, really, you know, for those of us who are transitioning and moving forward in that direction, but knowing that you got to start somewhere, I want to talk to you about what that means as far as $10 products, $20 services, how to turn those into thousands, okay? So let's talk. You need to think about your ROI on any single thing that you do. Your ROI is your return on investment. For me, when I was doing my $10 and my $25, and I even have $7 products today, but the key being this: when you put that product together, you need to think about how much time it went into it, how much time you spend on maintaining it, how much money it takes to put it together or to distribute it or sell it. And all those expenses and man hours need to come into play. Now, if it comes to, you know, minimal work and time and expense, and most of that profit you pocket, most of that profit you pocket, then fine. You know, small, lower priced items, the 10s, the 7s, the 20s, even in some cases the 30s and the 40s and the 50s, okay. But when you are doing, let's say you're doing a service. Back in the day, I used to do banners, and I used to do $10 banners, $15 banners. If you're doing a $10 service and it's taking you 2 hours, you're essentially making $5 an hour. And for that, you can work at McDonald's. So you really want to think about your ROI when it comes to low-end products. How much time, effort, money, and expense are you putting into this smaller priced product? How many are you selling? And are you making the most of that? Now, for me, I'm a digital girl. So I said to myself, when I started out and I was doing lower end products, two things. One, I got a lot of time. And in my 20s, yes, I had a lot of time. And so I could take the time to perfect my art and lower the price because I'm saying, well, technically I'm not that expert yet, right? I've only been doing websites for like 2 years, right? Don't I sound like a little nerdy girl? And so I can do 10s and 15s and 20s, right? And that. Right? Because $10 an hour. Woohoo! Who wants to be doing that in their 30s, right? Now, I'm focused on predominantly, and like I said, I'm so sorry I haven't done more videos, but really I've been focused on my higher end clients. I'm doing $2,500, $4,500 large web projects, and I'm working on $100 an hour products. Them $5, $10 days are gone. So again, you want to think about, even now, if you have a $10 price point or a $25 price point, how much are you putting it in to make that money? Because you don't want to be spending a whole lot of time to bring in a small amount of money. So that's something that kind of I want you to reflect on now, especially, like I said, if you are an entrepreneur like me and you're transitioning from these stages, you want to go from hundreds to thousands to six-figure level to millions, right? You got to know how to progress from that. And if you're in a space where those 10s or 25s are taking a lot of time to put together, or they cost you more money to put together than you actually are bringing in, so you're doing like a $8 product and then selling it for $10 and getting $2 a head, that's crazy, and you don't want to do that. So I'm a smart business sister, and you know, back in the day I had smartbusinesssisters.com, right? So it's all about doing smart stuff. I do have digital products, and I've got $7 digital products. But once created and set up in a system that's automated and works for me, there is no overhead. There's no production cost. I sell my stuff on eJunkie, which for me right now I think is about $18, $20 a month. When you're making $1,000 of a digital low-end product that's giving you $18 expense, that's nothing. That's like air. And so you've got to think about your expense and if it's worth it for you. So one of the things that I like to do is focus on what I'm teaching, showing you how to create those digital products and services with minimal time, minimal effort, based on the expertise and information that you have to share, so that if, yes, you're starting at lower end price points, you can automate those bad boys so you're not taking up the time that you need to be focusing on making $100 an hour and thousands of dollars an hour doing $10, $5 an hour stuff. Okay, so that definitely has to stop. And then thinking about, well, how do I get from tens of thousands? That's one way, figuring out to focus on things that are easy for you to sell at low income prices or low price points, and things that have low expense. So you may be in a place where you've got a couple of things that you're selling, or even a service that you're selling for a low expense. Like, I've got a $25 service, but how long is it taking you to do that $25 service? And if you're getting 4 of those a month, that's $100. How much is that $100 going to do for you? Like, you really need more than that to have a sustainable business. So really crunching those numbers, that's one big thing that we do at Sister Sense inside of my circle, but really at She Rocks the Web Live, breaking down those numbers to not talk about tens and small stuff, talk about thousands and big stuff, because that's my mindset. That's the idea and the goal, you know, and that's what everybody's working for, 6-figure plus. That's number one. Number two, understanding that there are other things that you can do to subsidize your income. So for example, one way to go from tens to thousands is learning how to get more money per sale. I learned how to do that real quick. Remember I said 10 tens? You know, I don't want to just sell one item at a time. I want you to come to me and buy 12 items at a time. So instead of making a $10 sale, I'm making a $100 sale or a $150 sale, and things go faster. So learning how to get more money per sale is important. Also understanding the value of subsidizing your income. There are a lot of different simple things that you can do to create automated business structures for yourself so that you're subsidizing your income, and in addition to what you do. And I talk about this all the time. A perfect example of subsidizing my income is my AdSense. And, you know, the thousands of dollars that I consistently bring in every year, my 1099s from AdSense, because I learned how to generate that passive income and subsidize my income. These are all things that I talk about, and these are all things you want to check off of your list. Do you have these? So if you're selling lower price point items, you've got options, and you're not feeling like you're just kind of making ends meet. You're feeling like you're growing over time. And then ultimately, like I talked about, you know, working on bigger client projects, you want to know that at the end of the day, you're not going to be stuck fearing that there's too much pressure on you if you price more, or you're not going to be stuck thinking that nobody wants to pay more. You've got to know over time that there is value that you have. There are other price points that you can reach. There are other people out there who want to pay thousands of dollars to work with you. And all of this information is stuff that I integrate in She Rocks the Web. You know, I'm going to be working with you over the course of 3 days so that you can know essentially how I went through the process of turning tens into thousands, what you can do right now to sell your $10 and your $25 products, but not just that, how you can strategically get your mind right so you're not getting hundreds and you're working towards building a larger sustainable business for yourself. So I just kind of wanted to have like a reality checklist, things for my fellow entrepreneurs who are starting low, starting on a budget and doing lower price point items, things that you need to keep in mind. And definitely for those of you, perhaps you who are right now registered and getting excited about She Rocks the Web, knowing what we're going to be talking about and our agenda to move forward. So if you haven't registered, go to sherockstheweb.com. More to share with you later. Take care.